Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing you how you can directly integrate Apify into Make.com and N8N. First, what we're going to want to do is we want to go to integrations, search up HTTP webhook. Next we're going to select the run succeeded. If you want to set up a failure route option, you could also do a separate integration that sends you a notification if the actor failed, timed out, aborted. But for now I'm just going to show you what happens when it actually succeeds. Select the run succeed option. Now we need the webhook URL. I'll show you how to actually do this both in N8N and in Make.com. So first I'm going to go to Make.com. I'm going to copy the address, save that, paste it in, and save that. And you know what, at the same time, why don't we do it inside of N8N as well? So we'll go to add another integration, select the webhook, and do the same thing. Run succeeded. Let's get our webhook from N8N, so we need to change this to a post request. Copy the URL, paste this into our URL, save it, and now when we run this, it'll send us the information to both webhooks. So we just need to make sure that these are running. So I'll just set this running, listen for test event, and let's get this up and running. So right now it is just scraping the website. However, once this is done, it'll send the information to both webhooks. Now, this doesn't actually send in the information that is scraped from the website. In order to do that, we actually need to add another node or module, depending what you are using, and get the dataset items. So all you can see right here is you just see a bunch of IDs and stuff like that, but we don't actually have any information from the website itself. And you can also see that from Make.com. So in order to actually do that, we need to add another node or module. So in Apify, there's actually direct integration with Apify, so it makes it a little bit easier. All you need to do is use get dataset items, and you just need the dataset ID, which is just the default dataset ID. So we'll just paste that in, save that. Now I would just have to normally run this again, but I'm just going to look for the default dataset here ID, and we'll just run it directly here. Paste that in, and there you go. So now we actually have all the information that was scraped from the website. Inside of N8N, what we can do is we can actually pin this data. Now we need to actually use an HTTP request because there's no direct Apify. I'll show you here. There's no direct Apify integration inside N8N. So we need to use the HTTP request node. And for this one, we actually need to use the GET request. So in order to do that, go back here, go to API, and get dataset items. Copy this and go back to here, paste this in, and run this step. And now we actually have all of the information that we have from the website. So this is how you can set it up if you just want to run things directly from the Apify website. But I will show you another way how you can directly call the Apify actor from within N8N or Make.com. So if you have a new client added to your CRM, you can have a Google Sheets trigger, which when a new person is added, it'll take in the website URL and it will automatically run the actor. So I will show you how to do that. So first let me just delete these integrations, or we'll leave those for now actually. What I'll do is I'll just use another webhook. Go to webhook, what I'll do is I'll go to HTTP request, so that way I'll just trigger it. Application JSON. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste in the URL. And this URL is going to be the website URL we want to scrape. In this case, I'll just be using my website. And there we go. So we'll save that. Once we have that webhook URL, it'll be sending over to the make.com webhook, or sorry, the N8N webhook. Next, what we want to do is we need to use an HTTP request that calls our Apify actor. In this case, we're going to be using the post request. And we actually, in order to do this, we want to use the run synchronously and get dataset items. So what this is going to do is it's going to wait for the actor to finish running and get all of the information from the website. So we're going to copy this. It's a post request. Select post. Next, what we need is we need the body. In order to get this, we just go back to our actor, go to JSON, and we need to copy all of this. Now, instead of just using the body parameters, we're going to use the JSON, changes to expression, and we need to paste this in. However, first we actually need to get our URL, because this is right now fixed. So what we're going to do is going to deactivate that, trigger this URL from our HTTP request, post this. So now we actually have our URL. So what we need to do is we need to put this into our JSON here. And now what's going to happen is it'll call this Apify actor, it'll wait for it to finish, and it'll gather all of the data from the website that we just scraped. So I will just test this workflow. Now it's waiting to call. So I'll just run this again. So now it is running. It's running the actor, and we can see that if we go to runs, it's starting the crawler. So it'll just take a few moments, and then we'll gather all of the information. And there we go. Now we have executed it successfully. So if we go into here, we can see on our output, we actually have all of the information we just scraped from our website. So that's just another way of how you can do it. You could do this multiple different ways. If you want to just set up an integration with Google Sheets, Airtable, whatever it is that you want to use, all you just need is you need the URL, and then you can directly call Apify from within N8N. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.